Right now, a creature in the freezing waters off Antarctica is whispering a secret. And another creature, 10,000 miles away near Alaska, is listening to it in real time. That is the exact distance of a flight from New York to Sydney, completely crossed by a single voice through pitch-black water. You've been told that oceans are barriers of absolute isolation, but the truth is far weirder. By the end of this video, you will understand how the largest animals to ever exist are running a global, underwater cellular network without a single wire. Stay with me, because how they do this defies the laws of physics you learned in school. To put this in perspective, a jet engine at takeoff hits about 140 decibels. A blue whale can blast out a sound at 188 decibels. Because sound scales logarithmically, that whale isn't just louder than a jet, it is nearly 10,000 times more intense. If you were in the water next to it, the sheer acoustic energy could literally vibrate your lungs to the point of collapse. Scientists around the world were utterly baffled when they first recorded this. How can a living throat produce a sound that travels through millions of tons of crushing ocean pressure without fading into nothingness? You might be thinking it's just raw power. But it's not. It's something far more calculated. If they just screamed blindly, the sound would scatter and disappear within a few miles. So how are they pulling off the impossible? To understand why this leaves marine biologists speechless, we have to look at normal science. In our world up here, light is king. You can see a flashlight from miles away on a dark night because air is transparent. But water is brutal to light. Go down just 600 feet, and the ocean is a graveyard of absolute darkness. But here is where things get strange. While water swallows light whole, it treats sound like a VIP. Sound travels 5 times faster in water than it does in air because water molecules are packed tightly together, passing vibrations like a rapid-fire line of falling dominoes. Under normal conditions, though, sound should still hit underwater mountains, bounce around, and lose its energy. Expectation says a whale call should warp and die out. But reality? Reality is breaking the rules. What I'm about to reveal next flips our entire understanding of the ocean upside down. We explore these mind-bending natural mysteries every single week. If you want to drop the surface-level facts and finally understand how our planet really works, hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, you won't want to miss our upcoming deep dive into the hidden structures of the deep sea. The mystery unraveled chronologically during the height of the Cold War. In the 1960s, a scientist named Dr. Christopher Clark was listening to U.S. Navy listening arrays built to track Soviet submarines. But instead of enemy metal, he heard a deeply haunting, repeating low frequency. It was a rhythmic song, repeating with terrifying precision. Year after year, the Navy tracked these sounds moving across entire ocean basins. At first, they thought it was a mechanical glitch or a secret weapon. But as the data piled up, a chilling pattern emerged. The sounds weren't random noise, they were moving, migrating, and responding to each other across vast, empty abysses. The tension grew among researchers. They realized they were eavesdropping on a massive, ancient conversation. But the math didn't add up. No biological throat should be able to project a clear message across an entire planet. Until they looked closer at the ocean's architecture. Here is where it gets absolutely crazy. The whales aren't just singing, they are hacking the ocean's physical layers. Deep underwater, there is a secret highway called the SOFAR channel, the sound fixing and ranging channel. Think of it as a natural, underwater fiber optic cable made entirely of water. It sits roughly 3,000 feet down, right where two opposing forces meet. As you go deeper, temperature drops, which slows sound down. But at the same time, pressure skyrockets, which speeds sound up. At a specific depth, these forces balance out perfectly, creating a zone of minimum sound speed. This acts like an acoustic pipe. When a whale sings directly into this channel, the sound waves don't scatter up to the surface or smash into the seafloor. They get bent back into the center of the channel, bouncing down the highway for thousands of miles with almost zero energy loss. It is a flawless, natural megaphone. Just when you thought you understood this perfect system, everything shattered. Three competing theories emerged about what happens next. You see, this global network worked perfectly for millions of years. But in the last century, humanity entered the chat. Propellers from massive cargo ships, military sonar, and oil exploration have turned the quiet SOFAR channel into a roaring, deafening highway of industrial noise. Scientists have discovered that whale songs that used to traverse entire oceans are now being choked out, cut down to just a fraction of their original range. This creates a heartbreaking paradox. Just as we finally figure out how they talk, we might be accidentally cutting their phone lines forever. Are they adapting by changing their pitch, or are they falling into total, isolated silence? I genuinely want to know what you think about this. Do you believe these brilliant creatures will find a way to adapt and shift their frequencies to bypass human noise, or are we looking at the tragic end of the world's oldest communication network? Drop your thoughts below. I read and reply to every single comment. This matters because understanding whale communication isn't just a quirky biological fact, it links directly to our own survival. This research is forcing quantum computing experts to rethink how we process complex, long-range data networks on Earth and even how we might listen for signals in extraterrestrial oceans like Europa. Whales are the architects of ocean health. Their movements, coordinated by these songs, distribute vital nutrients that feed the plankton responsible for producing over 50% of the oxygen you and I breathe right now. This affects all of us. Fortunately, science is fighting back. Marine protection zones are now testing quiet ocean shipping lanes, and international tracking missions are mapping the SOFAR channel to create acoustic sanctuaries. We are making real, tangible progress toward restoring peace to the deep. But this isn't the only ancient mystery hidden in the abyss. In our next videos, we are uncovering the terrifying biological weapons of the giant squid, and the underwater structures that scientists still can't explain. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss those drops. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, the deeper you look, the wilder it gets. Stay curious, protect the deep, and I'll see you in the next one.